So good afternoon, all of you. We have finished two important topics. One is about the reservoir planning. Second topic is on the gravity dams. Now we are into the third unit in the water resources engineering 2. So we'll be mainly looking into earth dams and the spillways in this unit. Gravity dams already we have seen. In the gravity dams, material used for construction is one criteria, like it may be a masonry gravity dam or it may be a concrete gravity dam. For both the cases, the principle involved in the gravity dam is the sulfate is the main resisting force which has to resist all the forces coming on the dam. That is about the gravity dam. So we have seen the gravity dam and what are the forces that may be acting in the gravity dam. Some may be determined, some may be predicted based on certain estimation methods, empirical and semi-empirical formulae. Then we have seen about the factors of safety, stability analysis of the gravity dam, then low dam, high dam, then elementary profile of a gravity dam, practical profile of a gravity dam, followed by the galleries and construction joints in the gravity dam. So after which we worked out one or two problems also on the gravity dam, which finishes the major analysis part and other parts relating to the gravity dams. Today we will be looking into another topic, earth dam. As the name suggests here, earth dam. So the dam is constructed with earthen material. Very simple science shows that when a bund is formed with the earthen material, naturally the water can be restricted from its flowing. But there are certain issues also connected with this earth dam. So in this topic, we look into what is this earth dam, what are the types of earth dams, causes of failure of the earth dam, and how to design a earth dam, criteria for the safe design of the earth dam, seepage analysis also we study. I'm sure you must have already studied about the seepage analysis in your soil mechanics or foundation engineering or geotechnical engineering, but here also we will see the seepage through the earth dam and the graphical method of construction of the flow net and the seepage line. Measures for control of this seepage will be seen. So what is this earth dam? Locally available earthen material is compacted in the form of layers one over the other across the river. So this picture gives you, this is one bank, this side another bank is there. Both the banks are connected, obstructing the flow on the upstream side by making use of certain earthen material. You might be observing some stones are also available here. So this is all called the pitching. It is the stone pitching which would be done on the surface of the earth dam. On the inclined surface of the earth dam on both sides, this stone pitching will be done. Let us see why and how it should be done. We will see. Of course, a safety valve also is provided here. So water will be stored. It's simple, something like a simple bund which is provided across a stream or a river to store the water. So this is how the earth dam works. You can see here another earth dam which is constructed just like a bund obstructing the flow. So this is all formation of a reservoir by constructing an earth dam. If you see from the top view of this earth dam, you may note that one important feature, you have the top width for the earth dam. Apart from this top width, you have the upstream slope as well as the downstream slope. Two things are there, upstream slope and downstream slope, both are available here. So for a gravity dam, contrary to that, it may have a slope on the vertical side, or it may be fully vertical also on the upstream side. The face may be fully vertical, or it may be having a batter on the upstream side after certain depth. But for the earth dam, you have the batter, the slope, both on the upstream side as well as on the downstream side. So this picture also provides you a typical layout of an earth dam, which is constructed to form a reservoir. So this is the earth dam, which is constructed connecting the two banks across a river. Sometimes it is called embankment, earthen embankment also, but it is earth dam basically. A spillway is provided here for any of the dam. Let it be a gravity dam, let it be earth dam. Spillway is mandatory. It is sometimes called safety valve for a dam. Why it is called safety valve? During the flood period, when more water is coming into the dam, we should have some safety measure to see that the dam must be safe against this huge flood coming into the reservoir. Sometimes it may be flash flood also. Sometimes it may be a result of the flow taking place into the river because of heavy rains on the upstream side. So in all these cases, a dam must be provided with a safety valve known as the spillway. It could be the overflow portion of a dam, or to dispose the excess water in the dam in order to safeguard this dam. So from the reservoir, the excess water can be let off to the downstream portion with the help of this spillway. Of course, the outlet works will be provided for a dam in the form of a sluice to draw the water into the canals, or to supply the water for the required purposes. The typical section of an earth dam would be like this. This is the typical section of an earth dam. So we have a top width. The top width may be used as a roadway, may not be used as a roadway also. And you have a downstream slope and upstream slope for the dam. Necessarily you have slope on both the sides for an earth dam. Downstream and upstream side, you will have the slopes. Whereas in the case of a gravity dam, upstream side, you may have a slope, or it may be a vertical face also. The face may be vertical also in the case of a gravity dam. That is possible only because we may be using the material for a gravity dam like a concrete, where you can have a vertical fin which can be constructed, by vertical face directly can be constructed. But for earth dam, it is not possible because everything is formed in the form of layer one over the other. Once the dam is constructed, on the upstream side, you have the formation of the reservoir. So this is the blue, and the blue shade here refers to the reservoir. So this is the upstream portion, this is the downstream portion of the reservoir. So when a dam is constructed, so this is all the foundation. The foundation also must be good enough, safe enough to take care of all the pressures, loads which are coming onto this. So this is the foundation. Usually the central portion of earth dam would be like a central impervious core. This is the core, C-O-R-E, core portion, central core portion will be there. On either side, you may have some rubbles which are laid, followed by the shell on upstream side and downstream side. Though it is shown in the figure in the form of the vertical sections, while laying the dam, you need to go only in the form of horizontal layers. Only in the form of horizontal layers. The advantage with this earth dam is we will be making use of the locally available earthen material. So to construct a gravity dam, we have seen in the earlier classes, we need masonry or we need concrete. The moment I say concrete, we need cement, we need sand, we need gravel. So all is to be transported, and then skilled supervision is required, skilled labor are required. Those things are the main prerequisites for a gravity dam. But for the earth dam, the main requirement is that it will be used with a locally available earthen material. It will be used, or it will be prepared, it will be constructed with the locally available earthen material. So it will be economical as compared to the gravity dam. It will be economical because you're not using any costly material. You'll be using only the surrounding area. What is the good earthen material available? You identify, carry out the tests for the strength, etc., and then take it and use it and compact it in the form of layer. Earthen can be formed. Appearing to be so simple, there are certain added challenges also for earth dam. Because you are using the locally available earthen material and getting it compacted, the compaction must be done thoroughly. If the compaction of the layers in earth dam are not done thoroughly, there will be a big issue that the water which is already stored on the upstream side will have a tendency to flow from the upstream through the body of the dam to the downstream portion. Once it starts flowing from upstream to downstream portion, many disadvantages can happen, including the failure of the earth dam. Not only it will be a simple leakage, it may become a bigger pipe over a period of time because of the continuous flow of water. Sometimes it may lead to the failure of the earth dam. So the precaution that is required to be taken for an earth dam is that compaction must be done thoroughly. So this is the precaution which is required. In spite of the compaction done thoroughly for the earth dams, there is every possibility that the flow may be taking place through the body and the foundation of the earth dam, which is known as seepage. So seepage analysis, this is one topic that we are going to take up in the earth dam. Importance of this earth dams, let us see. Cheapest of all types of dams and is fairly permanent if properly designed, constructed and maintained. See, there are three important things. It should be properly designed. So you need to be very careful about how much upstream slope to be provided, how much downstream slope to be provided, what should be the top width, what should be the base width, etc. This is the proper design. Second is proper construction. Thorough compaction should be done. What type of compaction, what type of layers are to be provided, how much must be the thickness of each layer, and how good the compaction should be done. So this is about the proper construction. Third one is properly maintained. The dam must be properly maintained. Little maintenance will be more as compared to a gravity dam. Gravity dam, the maintenance would be very less because you are going for a concrete gravity dam or a masonry gravity dam. Maintenance would be less, but whereas here you need to have a thorough maintenance which is required for the safety of this earth dam. This becomes the cheapest of all types of dams. Why it is cheapest? Because you are not using much of the skilled manpower. You are not using much of the costly material for constructing the dam. So no skilled manpower is required, no costly material is required. Naturally, it becomes the cheapest. So cheapest of all types of dams, fairly permanent if it is properly designed, if it is properly constructed, and if it is properly maintained. Continuous maintenance is required, and thorough and proper construction is required, and the design also you need to be very, very careful with these dams. It can be constructed with any kind of soil for any type of foundation available. This is the beauty of this dam. Any kind of soil may be locally available earthen material. I've been using the word locally available earthen material. Okay, and any type of foundation also. No specific point requirement for this earth dam. This type of foundation must be there. But whereas for other types of dams like earth dam or a buttress dam or a gravity dam, we have seen foundation requirement also will be there. Specific foundation requirement will be there. It is preferred, especially when natural foundation has no bearing capacity and when the weight is not very great. The self-weight of the dam is not very high and you don't have good foundation there to bear more load which is coming on in terms of just like a gravity dam where more load will be there. Self-weight has to be completely borne at the foundation itself. So if such thing is not there, go for the earth dam. The section can be improved at a later stage when required. So just I would like to tell you one important point at this point. What is this later stage improving the section? Suppose you have constructed a dam for 40 meters. After 4 years or 5 years, you identified that the height of the dam can be improved a little more because more inflow is coming into the reservoir. You can store more water. That is possible. That is possible. Even after several years, the height can be increased. So the section can be improved, the height of the dam can be increased. But not simply the height of the dam. Whenever I say height of the dam, it is supported with the side slopes also. With the side slopes also. So the entire section of the dam can be improved in stages also. As and when required, it can be improved. But whereas in a concrete gravity dam, it becomes a big challenge, because for the concrete gravity dam, what will happen? You have constructed for a height of 100 meters. Next year, if you want to increase by 1 meter or 2 meters, or to decrease by 1 meter or 2 meters, both are very, very difficult. To cut down is very difficult. To cut down is very difficult because it's all mass concrete. Similarly, to increase also, there becomes a very big joint. So through the joint, there may be huge seepage will be there. The flow may take place in between the joint, finally maybe leading to the failure of the dam. So it becomes a big challenge to change the section of a gravity dam at a later stage, whereas it can be easily changed in the case of earth dam. Do not require rock foundation and are easily adaptable for earthen foundation. So when the dam is directly resting on the foundation, we don't require much of a very hard foundation because the weight of the dam would be very less. The required materials are obtained from the pits and quarries close to the site, so it becomes economical. So it will be lead and lift charges will be very, very less. So it becomes economical. Construction requires very little skilled labor. Hence, it is in vogue in our country from the very earliest times also. We have been using the construction of the earthen dam, forming the reservoir, and the water which is stored in the reservoir may be used for any other purpose like drinking water, maybe for industrial use, maybe for agriculture, and so on. Okay, so labor requirement here for the construction of earth dam, skilled labor are not required. So very little skilled labor requirement will be there. So this has been in place in vogue in our country, that earth dam being constructed. Not preferred in case of steep river banks and in locations of heavy rainfalls, and also when the site is not suitable for providing a safe spillway. We have been discussing about the spillway, which is a very, very important requirement for any dam. It is more important for earth dam. If the spillway is not provided, more water is coming into the reservoir, means water level raises. The rise in water level may be resulting in the failure of the earth dam. The failure of the earth dam. So overtapping will not be permitted. Overflow through this body of the earth dam will not be permitted in any case. So you need to have a safety valve in the form of a spillway. So if there is no good location available for locating the spillway, probably you should not plan for any earth dam. You should not plan for any earth dam. Similarly, earth dams are not preferred for steep river banks. If the river bank is so steep, height of the earth dam must be more. Usually there is a limitation for this earth dam. Height cannot be more than about 40 to 45 meters. So in such cases, you will not be able to go for earth dams. For a steep river bank, earth dam is not preferred. Similarly, at the location where the rainfall is very heavy rainfall means in terms of the intensity, the rainfall is more, there will be a big problem here. Because there is more rainfall during the rainy period, because there is huge rainfall which is directly falling onto the dam body. That means on the upstream slope and the downstream slope and also on the top, because the rain is falling there, there is every possibility that the water may join together and flow on the slope, on the body of the dam, which may be resulting in the failure of the dam. When the water is flowing directly on the body of the dam, there is a slope. So through this slope, the water flows. When the water is flowing along this slope, it will not only the water which flows, but also it carries the earthen material which is already available there on the dam. So if that earthen material is getting carried away from that original location of the dam section becomes weak, then the dam may fail. So it is not preferred in case you have a very steep river bank. It is not preferred in case you have heavy rainfall region where the earth dam is to be constructed. Third, that if you don't have a good location for providing the spillway, then don't go for earth dam. Otherwise, earth dam would be very, very economical. It is cheap, not much of skilled labor are required. Locally available earthen material may be used, so not much good foundation is required. These are all the advantages of the earth dam, but the biggest disadvantage is this. Okay, and overflows over the dam section is not permissible. This I've been telling you, because it is a earthen dam. overflow is not permitted. You can't allow the water to flow over the body of the dam, which may lead to the failure of the dam, which may lead to failure of the dam. A small video to understand about the construction, the dam from starting to the ending. This is how a bund is constructed. So this bund, with all the thorough compaction, as you already seen there, will form a dam to store the water on the upstream side. Now let us see the types of earth dams. Earth dams are built of local earthen material available in their natural state with minimum processing. Not much of processing will be taken. Depending on the method of construction, earth dams can be divided into two categories: rolled field and hydraulic field dam. What is the rolled field? What is the hydraulic field dam? We will see. So simple section is shown here for different types of dams. You can see this section here. So this is a homogeneous rolled field dam where same material is used for the complete dam section. The same thing is modified here by providing some stone pitching or some stones which are provided at this portion. So this is how this is modified homogeneous section. And this is the zone rolled field dam. where you have two different types of sections, like a central impervious core followed by the sides shells are provided. Similarly here also, but the method through which it is constructed is different. Hydraulic fill dam, similarly a diaphragm, also a central core rock fill dam. We will see one by one how these are. Rolled fill dam, the embankment is constructed in successive mechanically compacted layers. So there will be one layer, the layer will be compacted, once again second layer compacted, one layer by other layer, from the foundation level to the top it will be moved. So this is what is the rolled fill dam. So in the rolled fill you will have a compaction of the layers, successive mechanically compacted layers. The suitable material are transported from the borrow pit to the construction site by suitable earth moving machinery. Maybe tippers may be used, maybe like earth moving machinery may be used, cranes may be used to see that the material is transported, lifted and transported to the site. So to the construction site, the material which is required will be transported from the borrow pit. What do you mean by this borrow pit? It is a pit at which the material required for the dam is available. So this is called the borrow pit. From there, the material will be transported to the construction site by making use of several earth moving machinery. It is then spread by the bulldozers and sprinkled to form layers of limited thickness having proper water content. So it will be formed in the form of a layer. With the help of these bulldozers, it will be completely spread, and these bulldozers move over it for the thorough compaction through the process of sprinkling of water to see that the thickness of each layer will be limited at any time, and they are then thoroughly compacted. In a hydraulic fill dam on the other side, the materials are excavated, transported and placed by the hydraulic methods. The material mixed with water at the borrow pit is pumped and washed into the flumes at a suitable interval. The main difference in the case of a rolled fill dam, the material will be brought from the borrow pit, and with the help of bulldozer it will be spread and compacted by pouring the water into it, by sprinkling the water into it, and it will be done in the form of layers one over the other. Whereas in the case of a hydraulic fill dam, instead of getting the dry earthen material getting transported, instead the water also will be mixed there itself at the borrow pit, and the same thing will be pumped into the site at suitable intervals. This is the hydraulic fill. The previous is the roll fill. The roll fill earthen dams can also be further divided into homogeneous embankment type, zoned embankment type, and diaphragm type. So homogeneous embankment, as we already seen in the figure, single kind of material will be there, and entire section of the dam, if you see, only one type of material will be there, homogeneous embankment type. Second one is the zoned embankment type. More than one type of material will be there in the form of zones. Diaphragm type of embankment will be like a thin diaphragm of impermeable material is provided to arrest the seepage, to check the seepage from upstream to the downstream of the dam. So it's a purely homogeneous dam section is provided. So this is the foundation. Over the foundation, the dam is laid, and on the upstream side, the reservoir is formed. Since the water is there up to this level, there is every possibility that the water may be flowing through the body of the dam to reach to the downstream portion. All the dam section is completely made up of only one material, purely homogeneous dam. Purely homogeneous dam. The second one is the modified homogeneous dam. We have seen at the toe portion, at the downstream toe portion, instead of filling that portion also with the same dam material, it is filled with a drainage filter. Some stones will be provided here. Some stones will be provided. All this may be other material, but stones will be provided. This is the drainage filter which is provided. What is the advantage of modifying this homogeneous dam? We try to see a little theory behind this. The little theory behind this. When a dam is constructed, particularly earth dam is constructed, as we have been indicating on the upstream side and downstream side,
there will be slopes, and on the upstream side there will be formation of reservoir. Since earth dam is prepared or constructed with the locally available earthen material, there is every possibility that from the upstream side, through the connected pore spaces, the water tries to move from upstream to the downstream portion. This is what is called seepage. This is what is called seepage. So the top flow line, you can observe here, the seepage line or the flow line is the top flow line may be like this, which may be directly moving to the downstream portion. And you have a purely homogeneous dam section like this. The water, when flowing from upstream to the downstream portion through the body of the dam, there is every possibility that piping may occur. What do you mean by this piping? Through the connected pore spaces, when the water is flowing, when the velocity of water is increasing, then these pore spaces, the width of the pore space may be increased, as a result of which something like a pipe will be formed, which carries water from upstream to the downstream portion. Since the flow of water from upstream to downstream portion becomes a continuous process, there may be a problem of failure of the dam because the top flow line is directly connected to the downstream face. The top flow line is directly connected to the downstream face of the dam. If this is modified, so what is done here to modify that? Instead of having a complete homogeneous dam section, at the downstream toe side, a small drainage filter is provided. The drainage filter is something like a big boulders which have been laid at the downstream portion. Because a drainage filter is provided, the top flow line changes its path and it will not cut the downstream face of the dam. What it will do, instead of cutting the downstream face, the top flow line bends and joins to this drainage filter. Because the water is not flowing to the downstream face, there is no formation of the piping, there will not be any problem or there will not be any danger to the dam section. This is how the homogeneous section. If it is thoroughly compacted where the seepage is very slow, then probably homogeneous dam section also would be good. But in usual cases, when this top flow line is cutting the downstream face, there is every possibility that the flow may be taken from upstream to the downstream portion in the form of a pipe, resulting in the failure of this the downstream slope, failure of the downstream slope of this embankment. So to avoid that, the homogeneous section is modified by providing a drainage filter at the downstream toe portion. Sometimes a homogeneous dam also is provided with a drainage not only at the toe portion, this also will be extended towards the center portion of the dam. Because this is extended here, the water from the upstream portion, upstream slope, when enters here, the seepage gets collected in the drainage, in this drainage portion through these boulders or bigger size stones, and the water directly reaches to the downstream portion here. So the downstream face becomes safer. So this is how homogeneous and modified homogeneous dam sections would be at the with both sides slope. First point, downstream slope as well as upstream slope, and this is the formation of reservoir. And since you have the water up to this level, there will be top flow line, and if there is no drainage filter provided, the water may be, the top flow line may be cutting the downstream slope of the dam. If you provide a drainage filter, the top flow line will not cut the downstream face, but it moves, it joins to this drainage filter. So next one is the zoned embankment type of earth dam section. The central core, impervious core will be there on both the sides, on the upstream side and the downstream side. You may have a shell, which is a pervious shell, which is provided. The upstream side, of course, a slope of protection work also will be done. Slope of protection, that means big boulders will be kept on the surface of the upstream face of the dam, so that when the rain is directly coming or when the water is directly hitting on the upstream face, it will not cause any damage. Another type of dam is a diaphragm type of dam, where from the body of the dam, this impervious diaphragm will be extended into a foundation, So this is what is called the central diaphragm. So you have different types, and all the time we try to see the top flow line do not cut. It should not cut the downstream slope. We should not cut the downstream slope, for which we provide a drainage filter at the downstream toe. Okay, central vertical impervious core like this, or a diaphragm like this, will help us to see that the flow which is taking place through the body of the dam will not be directly moving to the downstream face of the dam. Instead, it will be stopped here, moves into the foundation, moves in this direction. How does this earth dam fail? The moment we say earth dam, there are big issues that earth dam may be failing. Why earth dam fails compared to other types of dams is because though it is very cheap, unless you take proper precautionary measures in terms of the compaction, in terms of the drainage filters which are provided, in terms of the slopes which are sufficiently provided or not, the dam may fail. So in spite of taking the great care in the construction of the earth dam, some failures may occur in the earth dams. Main classes of failures would be like hydraulic failures, seepage failures, or structural failures. The hydraulic failures may be contributing about 40% of the failures are because of the hydraulic failures. 30% of the dam failures may be seepage failure, another 30% may be because of the structural failures. Hydraulic failures include like overtopping, wave erosion, toe erosion, or gullying. Let us see one by one. What is this overtopping? The earth dam may get overtopped if the design flood is underestimated, or if the spillway is of insufficient capacity. If the spillway is not of sufficient capacity, more water coming into the reservoir, but the spillway is not able to draw. The spillway is not able to draw that much amount of water into the downstream portion for the safe disposal. Then there may be a problem. The water level in the river rises, and it may be moving over and above the top of the earth dam, which may be leading to the water flowing from upstream to the downstream, flowing over the body of the dam. This is what is called overtopping. It flows over the body of the dam. Insufficient freeboard, faulty operation of the spillway also may be causing the overtop. So sometimes the spillway may be there, but it is not fully operated for its full discharge capacity. Then also the failure may occur. Some of the pictures relating to the overtopping are shown here. Because the water is available more and more in the reservoir, this water is not able to be disposed safely to the downstream portion. The water level rises during the flood period. Because the water level is raising more and more than the maximum water level, it may be directly touching up to the top of it, and then further it flows to the downstream portion. When it is flowing to the downstream portion, since the water is flowing over the body of the dam, while the water is flowing, all the earthen materials will be carried because of the velocity of flow of water. Since earthen material is being carried there, there is a possibility that the dam may be failing. You can see some of the pictures relating to this. So this is a very clear picture. More water is coming here, and the entire embankment, it could not withstand for this huge quantity of water, failed. What precautions are to be taken to avoid the problem of this overtopping? Proper geological and other investigations are to be done earlier at the reservoir site to find its suitability and study the soundness of the hills and land around the reservoir. You need to make a thorough geological investigation whether that site is suitable for forming a reservoir or not. Sufficient top width must be provided. Sufficient freeboard also must be provided, and the length of the surplus weir also must be good enough. That means the spillway must be of sufficient capacity. The design, construction, and maintenance of the dam should be done properly. If these things are taken up thoroughly, we will be able to avoid the failure of overtopping. Next is the wave erosion. What do you mean by this wave erosion? See this figure. You have a dam with upstream and downstream slopes. Earth dam with upstream and downstream slopes. On the upstream side, there is a reservoir. And since there is a reservoir with water, there will be waves. So these waves cause the erosion on this portion of the dam. So when the dam material is getting eroded because of these waves, the dam may be failing. So the effect of wave is to notch out the earth from the upstream slope in the absence of the slope protection waves. So precautions to be taken to avoid this above failure is by providing the proper revetment of sufficient thickness on the upstream face of the earth dam, at least to a height of about 0.5 meter to 1 meter above the maximum water level. So all this portion must be provided with complete revetment, means big boulders are to be provided, are to be placed thoroughly compacted side by side on the upstream face to avoid this erosion, wave erosion. Next is the toe erosion. Erosion may occur due to the tailwater also due to the cross currents which may be coming on the downstream side. On the downstream side at the toe, because there is a tailwater, there may be erosion that may take place. So precautions to be taken is providing thick riprap on the downstream slope to a height above the tailwater level. On the downstream side also, you need to provide the stone pitching, stone riprap has to be provided. Also, by providing proper length of wing walls at the spillway and outlets, and thereby checking the cross flows from them coming in direct contact with the downstream face of the Athram. So both on the upstream side, both on the downstream side, you need to take sufficient and the necessary precautions in the form of stone pitching, in the form of revetment, in the form of riprap on the upstream side and the downstream side, by providing big boulders side by side to see that there should not be any failure either on the upstream side or on the downstream side. Gullying is another typical type of failure which occurs mainly because of the heavy downpour. So if the dam is constructed in the regions where you have heavy rainfall, so heavy rainfall is with high intensity of rainfall, maybe in 1 hour, huge, maybe about 10 centimeters or 8 centimeters of rainfall may be coming. So intensity of rain is more. In such locations, the earthworm is provided. What is the problem? Is for such type of earthworm, because of this heavy downpour, the slopes may fail because the water is directly falling on the body of the dam. The body of the dam. This may be causing the failure of the dam. The precautions to be taken is by providing turfing on the downstream slope, the soil is stabilized and gully formation is prevented. So what you need to do is to see that all the top portion is thoroughly compacted and is not directly exposed. The soil, other material is not directly exposed to the direct rain. Also by providing good surface drains along the length of the downstream face at regular interval, so that the free flow of water over the surface is prevented. When there is no free flow of water, naturally the material cannot be taken away, the other material cannot be taken away. The second type of failures are the seepage failures, which include piping as well as sloughing. Piping and sloughing. What is piping? We already seen progressive erosion of the concentrated leaks is called piping. So when the water is flowing through the body of the dam, because of the higher velocities of the flow of water, it will have always a tendency to take out, to scour the other material from the body of the dam, resulting in formation of a pipe type of thing, which carries water from upstream to the downstream portion. So this is the progressive erosion of the concentrated leakage through the body of the dam, and that leakage is leading to the erosion. Okay, so water seeping through the dam may have 4 bad effects. Seeping water generates erosive force, and flow with pore pressure lifts the portion of the soil, and internal erosion of the soil must lead to formation of open conduit, and internal pressures reduce the soil strength also. Sometimes there may be shear failure because when the water is flowing through the body of the dam, there will be reduction in the strength of the soil, resulting in the formation of the piping. You can see here when we have earthworm section which is provided with a filter provided at the downstream portion, upstream and downstream cutoffs are provided. You see, what is this vertical cutoff? It is a cutoff which is provided to see that the body of the water from the upstream side is not allowed directly to flow through the foundation of the dam. So you have a vertical cutoff which is provided. So this is upstream and downstream cutoffs. These cutoffs are not made with soil. They will be made with rubble masonry or maybe stones. Okay. Or another solution would be like providing a small impervious core at the central portion of the dam, apart from providing a filter. Also, there will be a drain which is provided. This is called the chimney drain, which is provided here, such that the water which is coming over this body of the dam may try through the body of the dam may be allowed to this drain portion, which gets drained out at this stage. Okay, so these are another solution is to provide a rock to on the downstream portion. So that's the failing in the form of a piping, as I've been indicating, like a pipe. So this may be a pipe, upstream water flowing through the body of the dam, forming a pipe. So soil grains and water are coming out at this portion. This is called the piping. So it is a progressive erosion of the concentrated leaks. Just let us see what is this video gives. See how piping is being spoiling or damaging the dam section shown here. The failure of a dam, which is shown here. You see here how at the embankment is getting spoiled because of the overflow of water. Okay, so I'm trying to show some of the videos. I hope I've been verifying. In fact, the Creative Commons licenses also wherever required. You also please try to be thorough whenever you are trying to download a video or use a video. You need to check the Creative Commons licenses. Otherwise, you cannot download it. You can view. There is no problem for viewing. I hope all of you must be knowing about this Creative Commons licenses. Whenever you have certain video which is uploaded by someone in the YouTube, no, there are certain licensing which would be given. So the licensing is to view or to download or to use it. So you need to be thorough at those things. In some cases, no, you are given permission only to view. In such case, you are not supposed to download that video. So it becomes once again unethical, and there will be legal issues also. So one need to be
Beaver Dam.
very careful.
Flooding out everything. We're gonna knock it all out, or well, blow it up so that it'll drop the water.
Okay, just 1 minute. So one has to be very, very careful about the usage of the videos with respect to the licenses. Okay, so there may be several types of failures. We have been discussing about hydraulic failure, seepage failure, or structural failure for the earth dams. So this is one particular case of a piping. You can see in the body of the dam, the water is there on the upstream side, the water is coming out at the downstream side. So through the connected pore spaces within the body of the dam, a pipe must already formed. So this pipe is connected and water is coming out from upstream to downstream. So this may be leading to the failure of the dam in a very short span. Okay, so this is piping through the body of the dam. You can see here, this is the entire body of the dam. You have a pipe which may be connecting upstream to the downstream portion. The second category is that the piping may be formed even through the foundation of the dam also. So this is the piping through the dam foundation, upstream side, downstream side. Both are connected here by means of a piping through the foundation. So the dam section may be safe here, but the water is flowing through this foundation, to reach to the downstream portion. This also may be leading to a failure. So in the piping, there will be two types of failures. One is that the piping through the body of the dam, and the other is the piping through the foundation of the dam also. So what precautions are to be taken? The dam is to be carefully constructed with controlled moisture content in layers of not more than 20 to 30 centimeters thickness. Each layer thickness must be about 20 to 30 centimeters. You can imagine, to reach 1 meter, 5 layers, and to reach 40 meters, how many layers are required? Okay, so the layers are to be rolled to obtain the good density and to have good bondage between the embankment and the foundation. The ground is to be cleared of all rubbish, small plants. So the decayed roots are to be removed from the embankment. The special clay is put and compacted very well. Proper care in the construction and maintenance also is required to be taken to avoid the piping failure. Second type of seepage failures will be the sloughing. So under FRL condition, full reservoir level condition, downstream toe in saturated position gets eroded. This progresses the further leading to failure called the sloughing. So what will happen? So in a river, in a full reservoir level condition, the downstream toe portion will be saturated. Because the toe is under saturated condition, there may be possibility that the material may be moved away from its dam section. It is moved away from the dam section. This is what is called sloughing. So precaution to be taken is that the phreatic line should not cut the downstream face. I have been mentioning this point, giving rise to the seepage force, and the drains are properly designed and maintained well. Third category of the failures are the structural failures. The failure of an earth dam structurally may be due to the following reasons: upstream and downstream slow failures due to port pressures, or upstream failure due to sudden drawdown, or downstream slow failure due to full reservoir level. Foundation slide may be taking place, or earthquake failure may be there, and the slopes are not appropriately protected, so there may be a failure, or sometimes the failure may be there because some of the material which is used in the dam section may be a water soluble material. This also may be leading to the failure of the dam. So some of the dam failures are shown here, how the dam is failed, or a bund is failed. So the precaution to be taken for the structural failure is that proper geological and other investigations are to be conducted for planning the mini treatment to the foundation soil, and provide necessary side slopes depending on the type of soil, also depending on the height of the dam. Proper care is to be taken during the design and construction to prevent